It's really good to be back. I was thinking about you this morning when I was on my walk, and a lot of things, a lot of moving parts these days, a lot of things to be in prayer about. Definitely in a time of transition. I'm just happy that I get to do this video because it's Saturday and there's just a little bit, sorry about my puppy dogs, but there's just a little more time to sit in the presence of the Lord today. And I just want to share something with you. This isn't going to be a long video. This morning on my walk, I've talked to you before about how a lot of what prophetic people actually live out is part of the word that they are called to carry for the people that the Lord loves so much. And I was on my walk this morning. And the Lord has just really had me moving from gym to walking to, I truly believe that it's an act of taking dominion on all the territory that He's given me to possess by His Spirit. And so I have just been reinvigorated with this, I would just call it like a inspiration to start running again. And it's just crazy because if you've been with this channel long enough, you know that I'm not a fan of that. But I will tell you that, it was prophesied over me a long time ago, several things that I hold very close to my heart, but one in particular was the verse, those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. And every time, in grit fashion, when I feel like I can't go on anymore, the Lord is so faithful to remind me of that particular verse, remind me of that word, remind me of the fact that He's put, that I'm built for this. And so, I'm just glad that you're here. And, today, if you're in a place where you're feeling the weight of the world, or feeling, hope deferred, I just want to tell you that, there's sometimes it's called like hitting the wall and running. Is when you hit the wall and running, you have literally it's almost like everything in you is numb. But your mind is just telling yourself, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. And so, I'm here to tell you today, whatever you're going through, don't stop, because you're going to get through it. You're going to get to the other side of it. And this morning on my walk, I was on the sidewalk, looking up at the sky, had my worship music on, talking to Jesus, and the Lord told me to look down. And so I looked down, and then right like a foot away from me in front of me was this little earthworm, this sweet little earthworm, drying his little body up on the concrete. And of course, all life is precious to me. So, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that poor little thing, it's going to be so hot today. He's just going to fry on the pavement. And the Lord told me to pick him up. And so I, picked up this little earthworm. Earthworms don't have brains. Earthworms can't see, and this little guy is looking for ground. And somehow he's wound up in this very dry, hot place. So first couple of times I picked him up and he squirmed a little bit and jumped, got away from me. And I was able to get him into this position where I could just very gently grab him and then place him over into the grass. And the sprinklers had just been on in the grass. There was dew in the grass. The grass is green and lush. And the Lord told me to tell you that He's plucking you up out of the dry place and putting you into a lush, green season of greatness. So I want to read this word to you because He brought to my mind as soon as I did that. And of course I'm crying, I'm on my walk. Thank God I have my sunglasses on because nobody can see me. The Lord's having this object lesson moment. And, and I'm just that earthworm thought, the earthworm doesn't think, but had he not been moved, he would have fried on the pavement. So, it was like the Lord taking his hand and picking him up and putting him over into a place where then he could burrow down deep and get into where he needed to be to do his job in the fertilization process. Let's just call it. I'm not an earthworm scholar. So I want to read this verse to you. And it's from Isaiah 41:3, and this is the Lord that spoke this to me after I picked up said earthworm. I don't know. Some of this, it's crazy, but I'm just telling you this because you're supposed to hear this. So yes, the Lord can use a little earthworm to speak to you, and especially where you are in a season like right now. So Isaiah 41:11. All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish. Though you search for your enemies, you will not find them. Those who wage war against you will be as nothing at all. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear. I will help you. Do not be afraid, O worm Jacob, O little Israel. For I myself will help you, declares the Lord, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. See, I will make you into a threshing sledge, new and sharp, with many teeth. You will thresh the mountains and crush them, and reduce the hills to chaff. You will winnow them. The wind will pick them up, and a gale force wind will blow them away. But you will rejoice in the Lord and the glory in the Holy One of Israel. So I just pray that you get that into your spirit today. Do not be afraid, O little worm Jacob, O little Israel, for I myself will help you, declares the Lord, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. So Saturday mornings are the day that I do my long walk. I try to get up, my husband and my son go to Bible study, and as God would have it, he took me on another circuitous route this morning. And, I was talking to him about the whole earthworm situation. I was talking to him, about a lot of things that are on my heart for people that I love and that I care about, and just the world in general right now. And, he took me around by the elementary school over here, and again, he told me to look down. And I really think a lot of this is just an exercise in being so in tune with his voice that when he tells you to take a left, take a left. I haven't done this in a car yet, where I just do it on walks. And as I've shared before, the Lord will take me to people or show me signs or cause me to find something that he wants to use to speak to me. And if he'll do it for me, he'll do it for you. So maybe practice that. But I looked down, in this little patch of grass, and if I wasn't really paying attention like the Lord told me to, I would have completely missed it, because it was in the grass for a long time. It was a little wooden cross. And I'll take a picture of it and throw it in a post so you can see, but it was so, it had a little black cord, around it. Obviously it was a kid's necklace, just a very basic, simple wooden cross, nothing big, nothing glamorous. Like I said, if you were not looking very sharply and intently for God to highlight something to you, you would have missed it. But oh, the power. Oh, the power of the cross. You may think that the path that you're on is going nowhere, but it's exactly where he wants you for a setup of a lifetime. I have this, my pastor said this, I think it was 2020. This is a different vision board. I revolve my vision boards around the office. So I have one there, I have some in my closet, I have them around here, and I look at things to be reminded of what the Lord spoke to me. And he said, you are positioned for a miracle. And that was in 2020. And I've told you guys kind of some of the things that I went through in 2020 that were amazing and glorious and really didn't feel like it at the time, but was promotion. So it may not feel like it at this time, but your promotion is coming. So he has paid it all. Be reminded that we don't strive like the world strives. We don't hustle like the world hustles. Yes, we're passionate. Yes, we move with speed. Yes, we have momentum. But the ways of God are just so different than the ways of the earth. And I'm in awe that even in the midst of something that feels so insignificant, like a worm, or just so insignificant, like, go this way today, don't go the way that you always go, I want to show you something new, that he has just a little love letter buried for you in the day. And I just pray that you have the eyes to see it. And when I say that, I mean physical, but I also mean spiritual. That the eyes of your spirit would be open now in the name of Jesus, that you would see like you've never seen before, that you would hear like you've never heard before, that God would highlight things to you that have always been in front of you, but now for whatever reason they're clear. So I just want to say, don't be afraid, O little worm Jacob, O little Israel, for I myself will help you, declares the Lord, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.